It is Y105, number one for all the hits. I'm Steve Pulaski, and on the phone line right now, very special guest. He's a popular British race car driver, but the catch is he entered the industry without having competed in motorsport before. His life as a sim racer turned professional is profiled in the new film Gran Turismo, just out in theaters, now available to purchase on digital. He's the one and only Jann Mardenborough. Jann, how we doing today?
Very good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing very well, man. It's great to have you on the phone line right now. Where do I catch you?
I'm in Dubai currently.
Oh, very nice, man. Nice exotic location. Nice view in the hotel room.
Yeah, well, the view, I would say it's a load of construction, but the sky is blue, so it's all good.
Very good to hear, my friend. Jann, got a handful of questions for you. Really want to pick your brain on some things, and it's hard to know where to start with somebody as accomplished as you, but I do want to start here. Can you describe to me, from the best of your memory, the first time playing Gran Turismo as a kid?
Yeah, so I was over my parents' friend's house on bonfire night in 2000. Actually, I don't know the year, but I was 8 years old, and I bought a Mitsubishi 3000 GT on the used car marketplace, which was in violet, and I was racing on Autumn Ring on the GT1 on the PlayStation 1. I remember it vividly. It's very weird how much I can remember it. But yeah, that was the first time playing.
And what kind of impact, obviously it had an impact on you to take the career that you did, the career path that you did, but when you were playing it very early, did you know that this was something you wanted to do or wanted to pursue?
Well, around that same age of 8, I found Gran Turismo, I found PlayStation, I started watching motorsport on TV, and at that point I'd already had a load of little Matchbox cars that I'd play around on the floor. So it really bloomed from age 8 onwards, because I now was racing these cars on this game which I've never seen before, because they weren't around where I lived. So I'm racing, seeing these Japanese brands, these American brands I've never seen in my hometown of the UK, and it just expanded my knowledge. When I was age, I guess, 10 or 11, once I had the concept of what a job was, that being a racing driver is that's what I want to do. Because my dad would always say to me, look, do something in life which is your purpose and that you're passionate about. And he played football for a living, and once I understood what a job was, it was like, okay, I want to be a racing driver. That's my dream. I want to do that.
When you first saw the Gran Turismo movie, when it was completed, or even the work print of it, when you first saw the movie in its entirety, did it feel surreal to see your life captured in that way, or to relive some of those moments?
Very, because I saw it in the Sony Pictures lot in Hollywood, so the place where it was, I guess, manufactured, where all the people are based in Sony Pictures, they're all there on that lot, and I'm watching it in their theatre, and I didn't know what to expect. Emotionally, what was I going to feel? Was I going to cry? Because I know I can't cry because I don't want to cry, but also I don't know. I've read the scripts, but it's different seeing it acted out, and I loved it. I adored it. I saw it when it was 90% completed. And then I saw it again when it was 100% completed in IMAX again it was in LA in a big IMAX theatre. And yeah, I'm very blessed to say that is a chapter of my life on the screen, which is there forever. Forever, it's going to be there, and that I haven't yet processed that. But I'm very proud of the work and the people that were involved.
He's Jann Mardenborough, professional race car driver, also the subject of the new film Gran Turismo. Obviously, Hollywood takes a lot of creative liberties. I know you know that as well as I do. How accurate would you say Gran Turismo is to your experiences?
It's very accurate. All the people involved in the movie, whether that be Jack or Danny, the drivers, or Kappa, they're based off real people. So, Danny is Dan Cox, who's the creator of GT Academy. We have Jack, who was my engineer for 5 years, called Ricardo De Villa. He was a very, this guy was a chain-smoking, indoor sunglass-wearing, coffee drinker who just lived for motorsports, and he was very straight and down the line with you. So this is who Jack is in the movie. Kappa is based off a real driver who I was teammates with in 2013. The racing itself is accurate. The racing that I went through, the whole process of the academy where I was living at home in Cardiff. Yeah, of course there are some parts which are exaggerated, like the relationship with my father, but there's a lot of truth in that. Where when I first told my dad about I've entered this program, this academy, he looked at me like I'd had 5 heads and said, "Yeah, right. So there's nothing gonna come of this." And in real life, It's after a few weeks he came around, whereas in the movie it's a bit longer. But there's a lot of truth to that. So it's been quite a journey.
How closely did you get to work with the cast? Were you on set frequently? Did you get to interact with Neill Blomkamp during shooting? What was that process like? Were you at all involved?
So I was heavily involved in the stunts because I was the stuntman on the movie. I played myself. So all the scenes you see of the main car, it's me driving that car. Mm-hmm. So to be involved in all the stunts, to be involved in all the stunt coordinator Steve Kelso and all the other stunt drivers and girls was awesome. I didn't get to see much acting because when I was driving, there was acting going on, whether that be with Jack or with Danny or with my parents. That was going on while we were driving around the circuit. To be honest, I didn't want to be the times where I could kind of be present. I didn't really want to be because I see, when I'm driving, there's certain people I like to be in my own world, and I was noticing the actors are very similar, where they have the routines that they go through to get in the zone, to get in the right frame of mind, and to have me kind of buzzing around, what's going on, how do you feel? I really like that. So I was present when I wasn't doing stunt driving, but I'd be kind of looking, I was next to Neill, kind of being just on his shoulder, just trying to visualize how it all gets put together, because there's so many cameras, there's so many people on the set, and I was just fascinated how it all comes together. It's like a massive circus. Very impressive.
Were you familiar at all with Neill's work, like District 9, Elysium? When you found out that he was attached to Gran Turismo and you met him and stuff, did you have any background to kind of what you were in for or what the movie was going to be in for, given his filmography?
So when Neill got announced, I watched District 9 quite quickly afterwards, just to get a feel for, just to see how this person creates his art. And I like District 9. And then you learn more about how it was created when you go to dinner with the guy, because it was done on a very tight budget. One of the actors that they wanted kind of pulled out very quickly, and they kind of had to work with somebody who had acted before, who turned out to be fantastic. So he's a very creative person. He thinks of things which I cannot think of, because that's why he's in that role of director, because he just sees things which other people don't, and he's a very interesting person to be around. And he really tied in well the two communities of racing. So you have the Gran Turismo community, the gaming community, and the racing fans. And that's not so easy to do, because you can kind of alienate one or the other. Whereas with Gran Turismo, they really, both sides are very, in racing, all the cars are using real race cars. All the tracks you go to are racetracks. The racing is real. They're actually rubbing, wheel to wheel, rubbing against real GT3 cars, which cost $500,000. And then in the Gran Turismo side, there's a lot of nuances, like menu noises and logos and fonts that are specific to Gran Turismo, which people from that world will recognize. So he blended it all together.
He is Jann Mardenborough. A few more questions for you, Jann. We'll segue in maybe a little bit away from the Gran Turismo movie, kind of in line with the first question I asked you. What was your first time behind the wheel of a real race car like? I mean, coming from sim racing and everything like that, obviously it's a totally different world when you're handling very expensive vehicles. Do you remember the first time you got behind the wheel? What was that rush of adrenaline like? Can you describe that for the audience?
Yeah, I remember it. It was quite clear that I was full of adrenaline. I loved the experience, and I said there was a camera in my face when I got out of the car, and this was during GT Academy, and I said I want to continue doing that, and sure enough, I have been continued to do that. But it felt normal behind the wheel. Nothing felt alien. The controls all felt similar. The way the car acted and behaved and responded to your inputs all felt like I was at home with my rig. Of course, there wasn't really much fear because I was 19, and my self-preservation at that point was kind of minuscule. But you're aware of you're not immortal, even though there wasn't a fear. But it's strange how the mind works. It's like not to brake X amount later into the certain corner because it'll injure yourself. That was a kind of present straight away. But yeah, it was an awesome experience. I remember it vividly.
What is Jann Mardenborough's favorite engine? Do you have a preference in engine?
Oh, yeah. a McLaren F1, I guess. So it's the is it the S71, the engine code? Or, yeah, I think it's the S70 or S71 in the McLaren F1.
Any particular reason why?
I think that the noise that it produces from the ear intake, and the fact that it's lined with gold and it's naturally aspirated for like that number of horsepower, I think that's 630 something. I just think that for its time it was such a massive leap on, and compared to anything around at that moment in time. So you had Jaguar XJ220, and that was the nearest thing, and that was twin turbo V6, whereas this was a thoroughbred V12. It just nothing sounds like that car now. Nothing. It's incredible noise.
He's Jann Mardenborough, British race car driver, and I have to tell you, man, just in the few minutes I've been privileged to talk to you, you're a very good storyteller. You're very detail-oriented. What is next for Jann Mardenborough? Have you thought about mentorship? Have you thought about coaching? Like, I know that's a daunting question, but what's down the road for you, no pun intended? Anything that you could see yourself doing or you want to do maybe that you haven't?
For now, still racing. So in this present time is to talk to teams, get people's faces, acquire sponsorship for next season. I'd love to do racing in LMDH or hypercar, or LMP1, whether that be in IMSA in America or World Endurance Championship in Europe or Super GT in Japan and GT500. Those are the areas I'm targeting, and that's the work I'm doing now currently to put things in order for that. So it's been non-stop since the movie release and focusing on racing. Mentorship, I'm not ready for that. Not now. I still achievements and dreams and championships to win in my own career before I can kind of dedicate my time to other people, because I wouldn't be doing justice if I wasn't. I wouldn't be doing it justice. I'm 100% in my own career right now. In the future, who knows?
I love the attitude right there, Jann. I'm going to give you an opportunity, man. Plug your socials. Can we follow Jann Mardenborough on Twitter, Instagram, your website? The floor is yours, man. I'm giving you the opportunity to kind of plug your socials. Where can people find you?
So I'm on Instagram mainly. I have Twitter, which is Jann the Man, so JANNTHA Man. Those are the two. I have TikTok as well. Those are the main three.
Gran Turismo available to purchase on digital, still in some select theaters as well. It's a very fun movie, and it details the life of the great Jann Mardenborough, from sim racer turned professional race car driver with a lot left in the tank and a lot more to tackle. Jann, I greatly appreciate your time, man. I wish you nothing but the best of success as well, man. Stay healthy, stay safe.